Greetings, YouTube. First and foremost, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. My name is Lieutenant Gold, and it's time for week 3 of the PCL D-League. Obviously, you guys didn't see week 2 coming up from my part, or my opponent's part. Unfortunately, we could not battle. It's just scheduling and all that bullshit kind of just happened. But we did take the W. We take the W for that week. A free 3 differential point lift, which makes us an even 1-1-0 blank slate, if you will. And I do have a team builder for you guys. Bring the team I'm bringing and the team my opponent's bringing. Let's put the teams on the screen, shall we? We're gonna battle San Diego Sneasels, and of the coach I totally forgot the name of, and I do apologize. Very unprepared. But his team is freaking scary, man. He's gonna have Magirna as his S tier, alongside Mega Venusaur, which is great core already. Mamoswine, Suicune, Haxorus, Zapdos, Porygon, Bronzong, Levani, Nihilego, Armaldo. Very bulky, threatening team. Zapdos, Porygon 2 is just gross. One thing that he does not have that I have though is his team is very slow, which unfortunately allows him to be pretty bulky. But on my end, my team is relatively fast, so it allows me to not invest as much speed, and same thing, invest more in bulk, which is definitely a plus side on my end. And yeah, even though he does have web option, I do think his team is pretty slow. So we're gonna try to pivot on that, try to get as much momentum as possible. I think that's gonna be the way we could win this game. And first one coming up, we're gonna have Genesect with Shock Drive. With Shift Gear, 3 attacks, Iron Head, Ice Beam, Technoblast, a mix set, if you will. Speed, I believe, is enough speed for, I want to say, Mamoswine. I didn't see, I didn't see, I mean, I didn't see myself have enough value to put to outspeed Haxorus. Just because if he's banded, or even if he's DD 3 attacks, um, even if he's DD 3 attacks, it doesn't threaten this Genesect, even though minus defense. I'm pretty bulky with a lot of invest in HP. Shift gear, if I get 2 shift gears up, I pretty much win. Especially if I get a special attack boost. The only thing that kind of stops me from doing that would be the Bronzong, and even then I think after 2 shift gears, Iron Head 2 goes. At +1 Iron Head 2 goes Magirna, even if he's max HP. And then Technoblast at +1 2 goes Suicune, which is really good. Yeah, so this set just kind of sets up and wins. I could set up on things like Porygon 2. I could set up things like Haxorus if he's banded into Outrage, for example, because I think I E2 with the set, even though the minus defense nature, which is actually pretty incredible. I could set up on the Nihilego because unless he has HP Fire, it doesn't do much to me. And even then, I think I live 1. And I could set up on the Venusaur, the Mega Venusaur as well. So definitely a good set. Promise that. Next up, we're gonna have Air France, the Specs Lottie, with Psyshock, Draco Meteor, Shadow Ball, HP Fire, with enough speed for, I believe, what is Nihilego. This guy doesn't have any Dark types, so Psychic types just kind of go in. 90% of the time I'll click Psyshock. The other time it'll be Shadow Ball for the Bronzong, just because that's kind of his only switch in, alongside Spidef P2, but I think Psyshock 2 goes. Anyways, if he's max Spidef, and if he's not max Spidef, and then Draco, definitely 2 goes as well. I think Draco, and then even at -2 into another Draco, kills a P2, which is depending on the roll, I think. I deleted my notes, so I don't remember. But yeah, this set is actually, it just kind of the same thing. Just goes in and just gets kills. He has the webs options, obviously, which is his only form of speed control, considering his team is so slow. But this Lottie isn't affected by webs, so it doesn't really care. So unless he's Scarf Nihilego or Scarf Haxorus, it outspeeds anything on the team, which is pretty nice. I almost brought a Calm Mind Roost sub store power set, but it didn't break P2, it didn't break Bronzong, and it didn't break Mag. So I definitely didn't see the value in that. Although it was very considered, I had it on the team at first, but then I realized I could just run choice specs Psyshocks and just put a whole bunch of dent on his team. Next up, we're gonna have Superior. It's gonna be an offensive one with leftovers. We have Leaf Storm, Dragon Pulse, HP Fire, and Defog. This was a bit of a last-minute bring, actually. I think I had something over Superior. I don't remember, guys. I'm so sorry. But yeah, Leaf Storm is kind of free, unless the steel types are there. When in that case, I just get HP Fire. Nothing wants to take into +2 HP Fire, even if they're split F. And then Dragon Pulse is for the Haxorus, so I'm not walled by that. And for the there was something else I brought Dragon Pulse for. And yeah, no, just oh, and the Nihilego. Although I guess I can technically leave some of that. Oh yeah, Dragon Pulse is just hit whatever I didn't hit before I can hit neutrally. This also pressures the Suicune very, very effectively. And this also is a check just in case he does bring webs as a speed control. That way I get the +1 speed, and I could kind of just outspeed everything on his team. Obviously speed is for Nihilego, if I didn't mention that. But yeah, no, this was, I think, a good bring on my end. It's not that it doesn't do a lot to my opponent, but it definitely checks his team pretty effectively. Next up, we have a Zap Plate Jolteon. This is a pretty cool set. Modest with 168 HP. This is for the Zapdos. For the Nihilego, I mean. With Discharge, Baton Pass, Toxic, and Hidden Power Fighting. A bit of a weird set, I agree. Discharge is there just because I want to pair out whatever he has, especially if he brings webs. The -2 speed will definitely kind of balance out, which is pretty good. Baton Pass, I felt like Baton Pass over Volt Switch was a bit better, just because he has a lot of switch-ins, a lot of resistance to Volt Switch. And I know chip damage is great, but I didn't want to get trapped with a Mamoswine, for example, just because I have no switch-ins for that thing. So I wanted to make sure I could Baton Pass rather than a Volt Switch to get that momentum going on my end. Toxic is just to whittle down his team. He has things like P2, he has things like Zapdos, Mamoswine, Suicune. Very, very thick team. So I thought Toxic was a pretty good bring. And Hidden Power Fighting, just because, same thing, Mamoswine. If I'm going to get the initiative on that, I could go for Hidden Power Fighting. Same with the P2, it did pretty okay damage. Sorry about that. Still feeling a little bit under the weather. But yeah, I could HP Fighting, do some chip damage, stuff like that. I thought that was pretty worth it, especially when I'm modest. It's pretty good damage output. Next up, we're gonna have Irwin. Shout out to Steve Irwin, the Crocodile Choice Banded with Earthquake knockoff Stealth Rock Stone Edge. This thing just puts a whole bunch of dents on his team, especially the two steel types that he has. Doesn't switch into Crocodile that easily. So Earthquake plus knockoff kind of deals with his team very, very effectively. Stone Edge just hit the Zapdos just because super effective button is great. Also hits the Armaldo and neutrally. Well, actually, super effective. Rock doesn't resist rock for some reason. Shout out to Game Freak for that. And Leavanny, just in case you want to switch into Leavanny on my Crocodile for some reason. And then Choice Band and Moxie. I just want to get kills and get it rolling. If he doesn't bring webs, this outspeeds most of his team anyways, which is actually really, really good. And if he brings like a defensive Zapdos, I do a lot of damage. If he brings a Nihilego, he doesn't do a lot to me just because ground resist both with stabs. So unless he has HP Ice, but then he loses coverage for Genesect, so I could always scout for that. And then Stealth Rocks just because chip damage is great. Next up, and lastly, we're going to have Cementoss, the Conch Elder, bringing a Guts Flame reset this week with Mind Punch, String Punch, Knockoff, Stone Edge. Max attack, obviously, a little bit of speed, I think, was for the creeps, and for the Bronzong, I believe, was speed tie. Yeah, this set is also very, very good offensively. Knockoff into Mach Punch, I want to say. 2 kills the Broncon, or kills the Bronzong, that combination. Stone Edge, Oko's max HP Zapdos. Drain Punch 2 Ko's Magirna, which is also very, very nice. Stone Edge 2 Ko's max defensive Mega Venusaur. And then Drain Punch Oko's Nihilego. So yeah, this definitely could chip his team very, very effectively. He doesn't have a lot of fighting type switch-ins, especially something as strong as a Guts, Flame, or Conch Elder. his only switching is going to be, I guess, technically Leaf Hanny and Venusaur. So very limited, and I guess Zapdos, but Stone is just a thing. So you know, and I have a lot of things for Zapdos. Um, so yeah, that's gonna actually round up the team. I'm gonna see you guys for the battle portion of this video. Peace out. Alrighty, and we're here for the battle. As you can see, he brought the Mamoswine, the Bronzong, the Magearna, Mega Venusaur, Suicune, and the Porygon 2. So again, his team very bulky, very gross. I hate it, and I'm gonna have to try to break it. Just a reminder for those that did not watch the team build video, we have a Guts, Flame Orb, Conk, Specs, Lottie, Shape Gear 3 attacks, Mix, Genesect, Bandit Crook, a 3-attack Defog, Superior, and a modest Zapplate, Toxic Baton Pass, Jolteon with HV Fighting, which actually he brought both P2 and Mamoswine, so I'm actually glad I brought that. But yeah, his team's very bulky. This is why we have two choice users. I'm gonna try to go ahead and get in, break his team. If I could get Genesect set up, I could clean and sweep the game. And let's get it going. I'm gonna decide to leave a Conk. He has no really any good switch-ins for that, and it kind of 2-co's everything on his team. It lives a Floor Cannon for Mag at max HP, as he's gonna lead with his Mamoswine now. Because he did lead with it, sorry about that, I thought he was gonna be like a Sash lead or something. So this is why I think I click just Drain Punch for turn 1, or I click Knock Off. It's been a while, like I said. I believe I clicked Knock Off turn 1 just because Knock into Mach Punch. Yeah, Knock into Mach Punch killed the Mamoswine. It also allowed me to get my Flame Orb going, make sure I get that attack boost. I was gonna go Suicune. It did 0 damage, it did about a quarter of his health. We knocked out the lefties though, which is also pretty nice. That way he doesn't get solid recovery. I'm gonna go hard into my Jolteon, as this man's gonna go for a Curse. What is going on? His speed is gonna drop. He's gonna get an attack and a defense boost. Makes this thing extra bulky. He's gonna withdraw Suicune, seeing as he can't do anything to my Jolteon. Go back into his Mamoswine, which I in my mind thought was sashed. So I go back and Baton Pass right out into, I believe, my Conkeldurr. That way, basically, all that we got out of this was me getting some burn damage and 25% off the Suicune. Great exchange. He's gonna switch out again into his Venusaur. Pre-Mega, obviously, so he's not gonna be as bulky as I go for Drain Punch. Expecting him to stay in because I thought he was sashed. We're gonna do a little bit of chip, about a third of his actual health. I'm gonna get all that back and take the burn damage once again. Back to neutral. As he's going, I'm gonna take back my like I said, it's been a while. I'm gonna take back my Conk, go into Lottie, put some pressure on that Venusaur as he's going to Mega Evolve, get all his leaves, be the king of the jungle. Nice. Alright, and he's gonna go for Giga Drain, a solid chunk. That to me was uninvested damage from the calc I was running, maybe just a little bit invested, just in case like the leftovers he had like 12 or something. As he's going to withdraw and go into his Bronzong, which I assume this is going to be his designated switch-in, as I'm going to Shadow Ball, and look at this damage, guys. I'm going to do a clean 50% to his only Lottie switch-in. He's going to get some health back using leftovers. That was definitely range, and I thought he was going to sack it just because it would have been great. Totally forgot he had the P2 in the back, which was a safe switch for him, as he's going to go ahead and switching that in. Obviously I'm choice locked, I can't stay in. I'm gonna withdraw, go into my Genesect, I think a Toxic, get my download boost, and my attack is gonna raise. As he's actually gonna pull a double right into back into Venusaur. Not too sure why. I mean, obviously he expected to switch and he won Venusaur, not against a Lottie. I can't do too much as Venusaur, unfortunately, so I'm gonna withdraw and go back into my Lottie, as he's going to go for Synthesis, get all his health back. Now I wasn't sure how much Psyshock, Psychic, oh my god, Specs, Psyshock, say that 5 times, guys, it's hard, is gonna do to Bronzong, so I just want to gauge that damage, as I'm going to go for that Psyshock, and it's going to do very little. Did about 15ish%, then he's gonna lefties back. So it's not gonna net to a lot. Obviously, I don't want to switch in, so I'm going to withdraw and go into my Crocodile. As he's going to go for his Stealth Rocks, which could be annoying because I've been switching around. But I have Defog on Serp, so if I could get Serp in pretty easily, it would be great. He didn't bring the webs either, so my team majorly outspeeds his, which is also very, very helpful for me. He's gonna go into his Venusaur. Fun fact, Banded. I'm gonna go for my rocks. I feel like he didn't bring a defogger, so I could definitely take advantage of chipping his team while my team is being chipped. I'm Banded. Obviously, I have to switch out as he's going. I switch out into my Lottie as he's going, I believe, to go for another Giga Drain. Oh, he's gonna pull a double again. This man's just switching all over the place. Get his Magearna versus Malady, which is a really, really good play. Actually, if he's not AV, a Specs HP Fire 2-code, but I didn't want to risk that damage. And I'm gonna sack my Crocodile, which was actually a huge, huge, huge misplay, considering my Genesect actually lived one, and it would have told me if he was physically defensive or specially defensive. So this was actually a huge misplay for me. Granted that Crocodile 2-code, the Venusaur spread I had him, I was able to sketch out. It 2-code with Earthquake. It did pressure his team like the Bronzong very effectively, so I thought that was not that good of a play. He's gonna get that -1 special attack, which again made it so that I live in HP Fire. I'm gonna get an attack boost, which is actually really, really good. Told me that he was probably AV or especially defensive, as he's gonna go hard Bronzong on my shift gear. I wanted to set up really early, so like I said, get some damage. Weird he went Bronzong. I assume that was his only switch in. But as you're gonna see very, very, very soon, he's gonna have something for my Genesect. I'm gonna go for another shift gear because I didn't think he had anything for me other than just staying in and just be bulky. So I'm gonna be +3 attack, +4 speed, as he's gonna go for HP Fire. Very, very unfortunate, and I don't need to. That was quad super effective. Granted, it's a Bronzong, but still pretty impressive damage. For me to take, anyways. I'm gonna go Fire in the Head. It definitely too good from that range. I just need a flinch. I do not get it. He's gonna go HP Fire, and once again, HP Fire gets that Genesect. I think that's gonna be every week, guys. It was just so random for him to have it on Bronzong. I felt like there was other monsters for him to have it on. But cool bring, man. Cool. I'm gonna go into my Conkeldurr, given that he can just Drain Punch kills basically from this range. So that's what I clicked. If he goes Venusaur, I believe at that range he was in health. Drain Punch to Stone Edge killed him. So yeah, knock out that Bronzong. That also means no switch-ins for the Venusaur. I mean for the Lottie, which is also really nice. He's gonna take some rocks damage, as I believe I do. Oh no, I stay in. As he's going to Sludge Bomb. I don't think I think my play here was I didn't want my my Lottie to get chipped. But yeah, I'm gonna do some clean damage. Like that Stone Edge damage on the defensive Venusaur. I'm gonna withdraw, go back into Lottie here. Sludge Bomb's gonna do about 40-ish% plus the rocks. It is a bit annoying just because my Lottie's a bit more win con at this point, especially because I sagged the Crocodile. But yeah, Psyshock at this point is relatively free, as he's gonna go into his Suicune, and look at that damage, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Gonna go for that Psyshock on what I assumed was a physically defensive Suicune. Look at that damage. Granted, it was a crit. It's still 2 KO'd. Because I did about 60-ish%. It would have done about 45. Yeah, math is hard. I'm gonna actually double into my Superior, as he's gonna go for a Waterfall. I probably should have killed it, but then I was scared of the Magearna was going to come in a revenge, so that's why I went for that play. I also wanted to start defogging. His Stealth Rock is dead, my Stealth Rock is dead, and I feel like I benefited more from the rocks being gone. He's going to go into his Venusaur. I actually decided to click the Leaf Storm, just because I could start racking up kills as well pretty easily. Put some pressure on his team. Obviously, that Leaf Storm did 0. But then I realized HP Fire is resisted, so is Leaf Storm. How much is Dragon Pulse gonna do? Let's find out. As I'm gonna Dragon Pulse, and it's actually gonna knock out the Venusaur. Superior, I mean, once it gets it going, it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. I'm guessing the leftovers back. So I'm munching on these lefties as he's gonna go Mammal Swine, and I look back and I'm like, the only way I lose if you see Scarf Mammal Swine, and he is Scarf Mammal Swine. Yeah. A bit unfortunate. ISO Crash obviously is gonna knock me out. This thing, I think he's adamant too, which doesn't help. But yeah, at this point, it's not looking too good. I'm gonna go into my conch. If he misses the ISO Crash, I could go for Drain Punch. But I decided to go for Mud Punch. It was a roll. It would roll in my favor. I don't know the HP that he had, but it was already a roll to start with. But I just get a crit, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. The roll was, I believe, 75 in my favor, and if it was HP invested, I think if he had like 100 of HP invested, then I would. It was a 60, 55%. But yeah, we got the crit, so it doesn't really matter. He's gonna go for Floor Cannon just for revenge here, as obviously I let my conch go down. Gonna get that special attack boost, but the drop makes it so that he's -1 as I go into my Jolteon here. Only way I win, I believe, is if I paralyze it. His Suicune's almost dead. Unless I killed it, I forgot. Yeah, no, his Suicune's still here. That's what he said. Yeah, he sacks a Suicune here. It didn't do anything for him, which it actually lives after rocks. That's pretty impressive. Probably like 1 HP or something. I'm just gonna go for the discharge. Get the Suicune out. Now he had two plays. He goes either Porygon or Magearna. He goes Porygon, which at this point it was hard for me to break, especially with the Spec Slotty. I don't think I could break P2 plus Mag with Psyshock. So I'm gonna go for Toxic and try to whittle down to a point where maybe I can click HP Fire and kill it. As he's gonna go for Tri Attack, and unfortunately that's a 2-go. If I had, I think, a little bit more bulk, it would have been a 4-go. I'm gonna go for the HP Fighting, and that damage is actually it's not the best. Unfortunately, it did slightly more than Discharge, even with the stab plate, the fact that it's stab. And yeah, at this point, toxic damage didn't rack up enough for me to kill with HP Fire, so I could hold for a crit. But even then, you're gonna see I'm gonna click HP Fire, and it's gonna do like 10%. Then it's not gonna do enough, obviously. And he's gonna click Tri Attack and kill me. So unfortunately, we lose 2-0 once again. We're back on the back foot, even after that free differential W from last week. But we're gonna bounce back, guys. I'm looking into making some transactions. I like the team, but there you go. I like the team, but unfortunately, it's not synergizing really effectively, and it doesn't put enough pressure on my opponents. So I'm gonna gather up my thoughts, gather up my friends as well, probably like JB and stuff like that, and see into what transactions we can make to improve the team, make it synergize a bit better, stuff like that, and get a bit more bulk on our side. Our team is very, very offensive, and I want a little bit more backbone. But yeah, no, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys next week. I'm gonna I don't know if there's gonna be any layout for next week either. I don't know why, but Photoshop just keeps crashing. Like, I load it up and it just crashes. So I'll try to see if I could either have someone do a layout for me and I'll pay them, or maybe put them on the back foot. I'm also gonna be super duper busy this coming up week, because when you see this video, actually, it will be this video is coming up on my birthday. But yeah, no, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.